Sadhguru Sharanam. Hi friends, how are you all? Today after watching this video, I'm damn sure that you will get the willpower to speak English confidently. You are going to learn a whole lot of English usages, expressions, idioms and vocabulary. Do you want to know the impact of storytelling in learning to speak English? Then listen. A study in Colombia analyzed the impact of storytelling in learning to speak English. They found out students paid more attention to stories. It increased their vocabulary, which facilitated speaking. Stories helped to keep their attention focused. They got the opportunity to learn English in real life context, real life expressions and situations. So are you ready to listen to a story and learn a lot of English? Enjoy learning English. So if you are ready, let's get started. So before we start, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button. The name of the story is Know It Alls and Find It Outs. But before that, let me tell you one thing. Nowadays, English is considered as the most important global language. Why? Because it's spoken by the dominant countries. And it offers plenty of job opportunities worldwide. So to master communication skill in English, what do we need? We need an exposure to an English-speaking atmosphere. We should use methods that give us real exposure to English. And that methods should enhance our motivation also. If you want to learn something, you should be ready to ask questions. Don't be shy. Let me quote Bible. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. This is just what I want you to apply in learning to speak English. You are afraid to speak English. Why? Because you are afraid of making mistakes, isn't it? So do one thing. In front of other people, when you make mistakes, just laugh at yourself. Laugh at yourself and enjoy the mistake. The others will be stunned. They will become jealous of your confidence. Why people laugh, you know? They laugh at your shyness. The embarrassment that we exhibit before them makes them laugh. Once you shed that fear, once you shed that embarrassment, they'll be impressed by you. They will stop laughing. And one technique I'll give you. When you are at loss of a word, you just do one thing. Come on friends, give me a word for that. Anyone, come help me. Anyone, please help me. Tell me a word which I can use here. And all of them will come with plenty of words. And if you feel that you are not able to express that idea, you can ask your friends, come on, how can I tell this? Please tell me. Like that, you can include others also in your learning task. That learning process is going to be really enjoyable. And the most important thing is that English is not our mother tongue. So we have the right to make mistakes. If you make mistakes in your mother tongue, then that's the point to be discussed. But English is a foreign language. Then why should we feel that fear, that embarrassment? So don't give way to your fears. So with this note, let me start the story. Once upon a time, there was an island called the Land of the Sun. So once upon a time, that means long ago. It's a traditional way of beginning a story. All of you know that. So what was the name of the island? Yes, Land of the Sun. People of all shapes, sizes and appearances lived there. That means different types of people. Some are tall, some are short, some are big, some are huge. Some have beards, some have long hair, some are bald-headed with less hair. So people of different shapes, sizes and appearances lived there. Everybody knew everybody. And they lived like a big happy family. In the beginning, there were only few people. But slowly, as the time passed by, things reached a stage where there were so many people in the island. So the population grew. The elders of the island came together and they decided to open a school. So what did they decide? They decided to open a school. So look at the question. I asked what did they decide? So always remember with did, we have to use V1 form of the verb. This is a common mistake that people make. The common doubt is that the question is in past tense and why we are not using decided. Because did is there to show that the question is in past tense. So double entry is not allowed. So there is no need to again use a past tense verb. So you have to use V1 form with did. What did you do? What did you eat? What did she say? What did she write? Where did she go? So with did, we use V1 form of the verb. So they decided to open a school where the children could be taught history, geography, rules, rituals and languages of the island. So here note the usage of where as a relative pronoun. So where is not a question word here. Look at the first sentence. The elders of the island came together and they decided to open a school. That's the main thing. They decided to open a school. And then comes some additional information. What type of school they want to open? The second part gives an additional information. The children should be taught history, geography, etc. So this additional information is combined with the main sentence using the relative pronoun where. It's about the school, so it's a place or an institution, so we have to use where. Okay. If you want to know more about relative pronouns, I have already uploaded an exclusive video of relative pronouns. Please go and watch. When it came to deciding on the teachers, the group of elders were equally divided between two of the candidates. So, when it came to deciding on the teacher, came to deciding, that means when it was time to take a decision. That's the meaning. After to, the word is deciding. This is really confusing for most of the learners because we have learned that after to, we should use infinitive form of the verb. That is to go, to come, to do, to write. But that is only half truth because after to, ing form also comes. When you see ing form of word after to, understand that that's not a verb, it's a noun. Ing form of word when used as noun is called gerund. I'll give you one example. I am swimming. Here, what does that mean? At the moment, I am doing that. I am swimming. At the moment, I am doing that. So that's the meaning. That's a verb. Now, swimming is my hobby. Here, does it mean that I am swimming? No. I am just giving the name of that sport. Swimming is the name of that sport, water sport. Okay. So, swimming is my hobby means I like swimming. That here the word swimming is gerund. It's used as a noun. I am cooking. Cooking is verb. Cooking is my passion. Cooking is noun. It's gerund. So, after to, when ing form of word is used, it's sure that it's a noun. It's not a verb. So, here, when it came to deciding, that means the process of taking decision. The name of that process of taking decision is called deciding. Okay. So, when it came to deciding. When it came to deciding about his marriage, he started giving excuses. We can also use it in present tense. When it comes, if people generally do this, normally their habit is like that. When it comes to paying the bills, you always refuse to pay it. Okay. So here, when it came to deciding on the teachers, the group of elders were equally divided between two of the candidates. The first candidate was, remember the title of the story? Yes, the name of the first teacher, Know It All. It's just symbolic names. It's for fun, okay. And the second teacher's name is Find It Out. These were the two teachers. So being a friendly group, they decided to open two schools, each being run by the two candidates. So here, being a friendly group. What's the meaning of being? That's another confusing word. Being means the state that exists, the reality. They are really friends. Because they are friends, they decided to do that. Being a mother. What's the meaning? I am a mother. That's the meaning. I exist as a mother. Being a mother, I have to look after my children. Being a teacher, I have a lot of responsibilities. So it means that I am a teacher, I have to do this. I am a mother, I have to do this. So being a friendly group, they decided to open two schools, each being run by the two candidates. Again, being run. What's the meaning of being run? If somebody is managing an institution, we can say that that institution is being run by my uncle. The business is being run by my friends. Simply means that they are managing it. There are different ways to tell the same thing. So this is a little bit advanced level. That's all. Then what did the islanders do? The islanders sent their children to the schools of their choice. Two teachers ran their schools very differently. As a matter of fact, they were poles apart. Now look at the usage. As a matter of fact. What does that mean? It simply means actually. As a matter of fact is an idiom. Idioms are the styles of language used by the native speakers. So as a matter of fact, that means actually. It's used to give emphasis to what you are saying. So you want to emphasize the fact that these two schools are run totally different from one another. As a matter of fact, they were poles apart. That means North Pole and South Pole. Nothing in common. Totally different. Miss Know-it-all, she was a total disciplinarian. That means she was very strict and she enforced strict laws. Okay, strict rules. She was there to ask questions and the children were there to give answers after she had taught. So they were not allowed to ask questions. The students were not allowed to ask questions. They were not allowed even to think. What she teaches, they have to study. On the other hand, Find it out believed that she did not have all the answers. Now look at this idiom. On the other hand, it's also an idiom. On the other hand, it means that it's different from the first thing that you mentioned. If you want to say two different things, about the first thing you can use on the one hand and the second thing on the other hand. Being a star is a bittersweet, both bitter and sweet. On the one hand, you are admired by millions of people. On the other hand, you lose your privacy. On the one hand, I would like to have a job that pays more. But on the other hand, I am enjoying the work that I am doing now. So here, on the other hand, Miss Find It Out believed that she did not have all the answers. So everybody was allowed to ask questions and everybody was allowed to find answers either individually or as a group. And slowly what happened? The islanders became aware of this distinction, this difference. So the word distinction has two meanings. One is important difference between two things. The second meaning is the quality of being excellent. Slowly the islanders became aware of this distinction and they started taking sides. What's the meaning of taking sides? To support one person against another person. So they started taking sides. They broke up the island into two zones, two parts, and built up a wall so that one set of people did not interact with the other set. Interact means communicate. They did not want the two sets of people to communicate with each other, to talk with each other, to mingle with each other. Time passed and as the population grew, the people had no standing space. Standing space means there was not enough space to accommodate the people because the population was growing day by day. You know what is stand space? Suppose some exhibition is going on and your team has got a particular area to exhibit your things. You can keep your boards, you can stand there, whatever you want, you can do in that particular area. That particular area allotted to you is called your stand space. One day, they just pushed and shoved each other that the huge wall dividing them just gave way. What's the meaning of gave way? Gave way means collapsed. Give way is an idiom. It has many meanings. Here, it means the wall broke down. Another meaning is replace. You are standing in a queue and you are feeling discomfort. After some time, you will be naturally angry. So, you can say that your discomfort gave way to anger. Another meaning is to allow other vehicles to go past before you move onto a road. You have to give way to traffic coming from the right. Another meaning is to stop fighting. They will not give way. So the argument is going to continue. Now, just see the word and note the spelling. Give away. It's totally different. It's another idiom. It means to give something as gift. I gave away all the books. That means I gifted my books. Now let's move on with the story. And when the wall broke down, what did they see? The people of the Find It Out land saw a whole lot of identical people staring at them. They were looking similar and they were staring at them. Stare means to look with eyes wide open like this. They were know-it-alls. They had the smug expressions on their face. What's the meaning of smug expression? Showing an excessive pride in oneself. The feeling that they know everything. Too much pride. And on the other hand, the know-it-alls discovered that find-it-alls were not only different from them, they were different from each other also. That means they had that individuality, that inquiry-based learning that gave them that individuality. that they were exploring the world around them. They had this problem solving skill. They had this communication skill. While the land of know-it-all was full of nothing but human beings, the land of find-it-outs had its entire space planned out. There were areas for playing, schooling, working and housing. While the land of know-it-all was full of nothing but human beings. So note the usage of nothing but. The meaning of nothing but is only, just that. It means the land of know-it-alls has only human beings. That's the meaning. And on the other hand, the land of the find-it-outs had their entire space planned. They had separate places for playing, schooling, housing and working. The people from the land of know-it-alls wondered and inquired the elders of the find-it-out as to how they had managed to be so diverse and still be apparently happy and prosperous. So they inquired about all these things, how they were looking so different from them, but they're apparently happy and prosperous. Apparently means it's clear from their face what is going on there, that they are really happy and prosperous. The meaning of apparently is it's clear. Clearly, the teacher of the find-it-out smiled and said, "Oh, we have a simple way of living and teaching. If you don't know, ask a question, seek an answer, and you will find it." Remember the quote from the Bible. The question who will tell you of the people, why will give you a reason, how will tell you the manner, when of the duration, what describes, well, what happened, where describes destination. So we learn and so we progress, and the whole life is an education. The know-it-alls realized that there was a lot more in the world that they did not know of. Know of means know about. They understood that there was a lot more in the world for them to learn. And they also learned one thing: asking questions was not a sign of ignorance. It was an indication of a desire to know more. So my dear friends, ask questions and seek answers. You speak English, that's the knocking that you have to make. You have to speak aloud and the doors of English language will be opened before you. When you find your friends struggling to speak English, help them with words, assist them, don't laugh at them, give them encouragement. And when you yourself make mistakes, you just laugh at yourself first. You enjoy that mistakes. And if you ask, you will be helped. And if you speak, English will come to you. I hope you have enjoyed this little story. So see you in the next video. If you like this story, please let me know by giving a like. Please don't forget to comment. So see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Sadhguruve Sharanam.